Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Gray Man Prepping. It is time for Survival Saturday. And tonight's topic is dun, 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 after all men have vanished, what are your plans now? Hidden. There we go. And I got a problem with my green screen. Hang on a second. What's going on here? Oh, okay. Got it fixed. Ah. And of course, I wore the shirt with a bit of green in it today. I was outside working. I wasn't thinking. All right, so well, tell you what, at least it can eliminate the stuff in the hat that does the artifacting. Oh man! All right. Okay, so this topic is a little bit different, and I things are screwed up here. I got my Eli out here sleeping in the living room, so I called his mom back over to watch him, so he doesn't wake up. I've had kids in and out and trips to Idaho Falls. And okay, so there was something. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. I forgot this is Saturday, and it's got a little extra on it. It's got a little extra on it. Warning: possible fear porn Kool-Aid drinking zone ahead. Then again, maybe not. There's disappearing. Okay, got it. Anyways, there are several YouTube channels that have talked about this, and even more. How do I put it? Not to offend. I'm just trying to figure the best way to put them. Persons of very opinionated, short-sighted, self-entitled viewpoints who basically is, I don't need a man to help me do anything, and they're usually the ones that wind up putting the trying to add windshield washer fluid, and they take off the oil fill cap and they fill the engine case full of full of antifreeze, or they fill it full of washer fluid or something like that. Okay, so let's go up and say hi to everybody, because I know there's some comments up here already. So first one in was Diana, then Cruise 1351, then Tammy, Rebel Canner, came in and said hi. Moon over Miami was next. The ladies over at the crew, and they're actually there are 4 of them that are rooming together at college. They're still in the crew. Most of them still turn 21 this year, so then they get kicked out of the crew. They age out. But they said the ladies agree. We're going to figure out how to undo it, no matter who we have to hurt. Next in was Geeky Gardens, and Diana said, if the men ain't here, I don't want to be here either. Then Happy Mac came in, Little Lone Prepper. Everyone's saying hi. On one of the channels, Facebook channels, pages, whatever you want to call it, there were 2 guys and a lady interviewing a panel of about 6 or 7 strong-willed, overly feminist, non-binary women, and one of the female co-anchor there, when they got into it, one of them was saying, "Oh, we need to get all men, blah 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 blah," and she said, "They said all females all the time? Oh, hell no." And then she looked at one of the transgender. That means you're going to disappear too. But anyway, so I'm going to throw out some things here, and then I want feedback from all perspectives you have. And if you get an idea, please feedback in, post it here. All right. So causes for all men vanishing, man-made on purpose, not very likely, unless they somehow trying to figure out some sort of boost of testosterone for the male genome, and they wind up screwing it up. I mean, that would be up by mistake. They're trying to do something on purpose, and it turns out to be a mistake, and it kills all the men off. And there was some movie about that. Killed off all of them. I just thought of that. I forgot that movie was even around. Anyways, nature caused. I don't see nature doing it. Look, too far, too fast. Mitigation. There's not very much you can do to mitigate the event happening. All you can do is mitigate how you're going to be recovering. And the recovery from it is anybody's guess, personally. And so let me go drop that. And what we got here? Yeah. Hey, they're not the only ones. When I first got into law enforcement, I was working for the campus police for the Contra Costa County Community College District Police Services. Okay, and one of the guys outside the art building did something similar. Only put the antifreeze in the oil, so it's Now, my wife, when I met her, she knew how to change her tires. She knew how to change her oil. Another reason my heart went, oh, a genius. Oh, that's good. Oh, man. All the left. I saw a T-shirt, and I on one of the things flying by there, and I searched it, and I found the sign for it. It's going to be showing up on Thursday night. Something very similar to that. And Kaylin's in the house. Oh, all right. It's 84 and a half degrees in the office here right now. It's made it to 80 in my wife's office and the grandson's bedroom, and it's 76 in the laundry room because the air just outside the door there with all the water on it is just a tad cooler. But the others are on the south side of the house, so as the sun goes by, they're heating up the wall of those two rooms anyways. Yeah, I'm sweating in here. What part of California? Because I know my wife up in the San Francisco Bay Area is like the low 80s. We were talking about that last night. Actually, hang on a second here. I'll tell you exactly. Back out of that. And yeah, it's mid 80s, peaking at upper 80s on Tuesday. So yeah. That's one of the signs. It says it was buy roosters to raise eggs and bowls to get milk. Then let me know how milking time turns out. Desert Southern. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. The you know, like I said, there have been several YouTube channels talking about this too. What do it's a possibility they're going to make some sort of steroid thing or whatever, and it's going to backfire. And it's going to kill all us men, and it's going to be airborne, and it's going to affect it'll affect only the male genome, DNA stuff, and it won't affect the women at all, or they're going to wipe us all out. Someone in the comments section said, "Oh, that means we get rid of Bill Gates. His little project backfires on himself." But yeah, there have been several science fiction things where people just start fading away. Dimensional shift, or just from Infinity War, so everybody starts dissolving into dust and blowing away. But yeah, it's on one of the more serious ones. They're in the interviewing panel ones and stuff on it. One of the ladies, not on the panel, not of the interviewers, but on the guest there, also she stops everybody. She goes, hold, ladies, stop. Think about it. How many jobs are 99% men, because it's so freaking hard that most of us couldn't even think about doing it. And she went through and listed a bunch of them. How many linemen are women? Not very many. How many are do the maintenance on the power plants, the generators and stuff? Not very many of us do that. Granted, there are more female mechanics now, but they usually work on the older cars, the show cars, the race cars, and stuff like that. Not many are in there learning how to do modern cars and fixing them. And don't worry, ladies, next week we're going to flip the script, and it's going to be how we guys are going to get along without you. Don't even want to think about that. Yeah. Let's get. Episode of Sliders. Yeah. But there was there were a couple movies out back in the 70s, 80s that dealt with, all the men disappearing. I'm not sure if there's one where all the women disappeared, but, seeing how, the establishment of Hollywood, we're going to make it the women all disappear, and it's going to be the male astronauts that show up. Anyways, I don't want to do, having done a lot of jobs in construction in between my law enforcement careers and welding and stuff like that, I don't want to do the jobs that some men do. You will not get me up on a cell tower doing repairs up there. You will not get me up in one of the windmills. When you look up, they show the video up there, you see it just swaying side to side when you look up inside, but you don't notice it from the outside. Yeah. And there's some things, I don't know how to do. There are things I do know how to do, but, it's like, hey, okay, I'm no longer young. I don't want to do them. Yeah. Actually, it was the first girl I dated. She was an Air Force reservist, and she worked on, she was a mechanic on the C-130s and the big transport planes up at Travis Air Force Base. You come to think of it, I think she was a sergeant as well. I must have a thing for sergeants. And Tammy's back as well. The little improper says he's physically mental for a reason. Yeah. Yeah, that's okay, Tammy. High-rise window cleaners. That's a little bit safer. I'm not afraid of heights per se, but if I'm out there and what I'm on is going like this, no. We're going fast enough. I can say this. When I first started in construction, operating heavy equipment, I only, in the first couple of years, I only met one or two female operators. By the time I retired, the company I worked for had 8 operating engineers that were female. And we got a chance to work with a company that was doing the pile driving for the upgrade of the San Francisco Oakland Bay Bridge. And there were, I would say, 25% of the crew were female. Yeah, they were like salty sailors. Yeah. Who's going to open the pickle jar? Well, as old as I'm getting as sore and bad as my, pain in my knuckles is getting, I have this little attachment. I slap it on there. I push a button. It goes, pop. Best invention for men or women. Yeah. And that's the thing is like I said, wait a minute. I know I emailed it. I forgot to post it here. Dang it. Control C. There we go. Yeah, there's the link if any of you want to come on up here. Now, of course, that means that I know who you are, and yeah, you all know who can come up here. Most of you have been around. I've known you one way or another here on YouTube for years. But yeah, it's this theory that men are going to disappear. It's some of them saying that it all leads back to it's everybody's theory is generally it's going to be a biological hazmat screw up, and someone some scientist trying to improve the male side of the species screws up and winds up killing us off. And Shady Hill Homestead's here. But yeah, so it's one of those, this topic is, is strictly for fun. Just, trying to think of what are you going to do without the guys? Just like next week is going to be what the guys are going to do without the females. So, well, it's like my mom always had a one of those old step stools, high chairs. She'd sit on it while she's peeling stuff. She needs to get something out of the cupboard. She flips the seat up, and she's got 3 steps to go up to reach whatever's in the cabinet. My wife just opted for a folding step ladder that hangs on the side of one of the cabinets in the kitchen. I got the same thing here because. And here's Tammy. Hey, Tammy.
Hello.
Here, because we have a peak roof, and the low point is 7'6", and I can't even get to the top shelves here in the kitchen. So we have the big one there to go up and down, and it's like very rarely stuff goes in those upper shelves or storage. seldom use storage stuff. Just checking the side chat there. Yeah. I'm almost 5 feet. So I've got you beat. I will say my wife is 5'7", and so I'm only 3 inches taller, 3.5 inches taller than her. And of course, if you know anything about 2x4s, 2x4s are not 2 inches by 4 inches; they're 1.5 inches by 3.5 inches. And she goes, "I can always knock you on the head with a 2x4 and knock you down to my size." I go, no. You hit me on, and all of a sudden it's going to raise up a notch. And I'm going to be taller yet. But yeah. Now, you know what? Let me do something here. I'm going to do something for you, ladies, to give you. Oh, if I can find it here real quick here. Come on, open up. All right. Okay. Let me get this thing here. Give me a second to pull these up, get this to work right here, folks. I think you're going to enjoy this. All right, Control C. Let me. I'm going to have to do some funny work here. Okay, there's that one. Pull this down here, and there are my grandsons have been wanting me to show them also these sorts of exercise videos and the reels and stuff. And I'm trying to get this set up here for you so it works right. Okay. And then got 3 of them here I'm going to show you. There's some others, but these I pulled out just to embarrass my grandsons to working harder on their exercises and not just wimp out after just a couple of minutes. Okay, so get this all set up here. Sorry, it's just I hadn't thought about doing this for you. So let me get this over here. Move that one back to the beginning. Okay, here we go. Ready for this? She's hanging with her arms behind, going backwards, hanging hand. Watch what she does. The guys just quit and walk away. The guys just are in disbelief at some of the fitness of some of these ladies. And Took by V's in the house. All right, watch. Yeah. Right. The guy couldn't do it, and she does it. Okay, so that's the one. Let me take this on over for the next one here. Picks it up and walks away with it. And the guys are like, huh? And they're not all, they're just well defined, but they're balanced in their definition. I mean, ow. I just hurt looking at some of these things. And okay, so now for the last one I'm pulling up. That is intense. Even I even watching the guys do that. That's intense to do. So yeah, I'm a firm believer that the gym is not just for. Yeah, my joints would rebel.
My shoulders are killing just watching a couple of those.
Yeah, that kind of stuff is for young folks.
Yes.
But however, I can't. I got it somewhere. I have it somewhere. There is a woman that does this. Guess her age. 76.
Ooh.
And she works out, she does all the stuff, and it's like, wow. And there's another one that's 73 that is a champion barrel racer.
Oh yeah, I've seen people do that. That I've
Yeah.
seen.
But yeah. Let's go ahead and stop that. But yeah, I mean,
In fact, I think she came across my feed like yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, I know who that is."
yeah. And so doing this, let me go ahead and just kill that off there so I'm not staring at it. I put that up because the utmost respect I have for female athletes. Mm-hmm. And I used to be able to do stuff like that back in my 20s. But I mean, even still, when so about 12 years ago, I was able to outrun all the scouts at scout camp. I can't hobble that. I couldn't out hobble the slowest of them now. But yeah, there's so what we got here? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's what when I will say that my wife, she goes out for walks. When she goes for a walk, it's not a stroll. She's picking them up, putting them down, and I'm hustling to try to keep up with her. And she's just walking along, and I'm like, slow down. And she's going, no, keep up.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about people. Like my sister is only 5 foot tall, and she power walks, and it's like we're not like in a race here, And she's like, "Well, keep up." I'm like, "No, like let's walk normal." She, she's like walks. She has to take 2 steps for every one of mine, and she still outpaces me.
Yeah. But yeah, it's I want to throw that up there because I've got all the we were talking about all the jobs that women can't do. Well, some women can, some women can't. Some women can do that do jobs that these very fit athletes can't do.
Yeah.
So there's like a surgeon. I don't think too many of these fit athletes are going to be a good surgeon. But there are some really great female surgeons.
I know 2 professional athletes that became surgeons.
Yeah. But they took them after they left. Whether were they had they were college football or college something like that, and they were.
They went. One was a major league baseball player, and one was college basketball.
But when they went to college, they went to become in the field of medicine, right?
Yes,
to begin with. Yeah,
but they did
they
their
they
athletics.
they took their medical stuff took a sidestep to
Like, yeah, little.
to major league sports where they can make more money quicker to
Well,
pay
the
off their
major.
college debt.
I think the Major League Baseball player played baseball, then went to college.
Oh, well, maybe they
Don't.
got the money so they didn't have student loans.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I did see something like that on. I saw a really fit elderly lady on Britain's Got Talent. That may have been what it was.
To do ballroom dancing, you have to be incredibly fit.
Oh yeah,
Incredibly fit.
my nephew and niece, um, Joseph and Autumn, in their teens were doing jazz or took classes to do jazz swing dancing, flipping, bobby sock and
Yeah.
flipping all around and stuff like that. And they did it for until they were about 25 and 20 and 23 respectively. And then work got busy and family life got busy. And someone I think they were about 30 and 28. Someone said, "Hey, can you guys do that?" And they look at each other, look back, and go, "Hell no." Yeah. Yeah. I got finger dexterity. I can exercise.
Like a funny story, Kaylin. I worked in surgery in another career, and I was a RNFA, which means I was a registered nurse first assistant. So I was the second surgeon in surgeries assisting surgeons as an RN. And I can, because did baton twirling as age 5, I can twirl a scalpel between my fingers forward and back. You do that, you don't have surgeons arguing with you anymore.
Yeah, it's like knives. Yeah, I'm not worried about knives.
You want this scalpel right here? You want it forward? You want it backwards? How do you want me to handle it to you?
Yeah, but yeah, the every time I think it's most of the reels or videos I see about this topic of what happens to all the men who are gone. Most of them I'm laughing at, and the people putting it out want you to laugh because they're the ones that are making fun of talking about the ones that, oh, we don't need men, we don't need this, well, I can do anything, da 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 da, and it's just like, oh, Howie's here.
Hey, Howie.
It's just one of those things that
Can I?
there's a lack of respect between them and all the men they know, and between all the men they know of them. And that's
Yeah.
part of they don't respect the men don't respect them, and so they hate the men now because the men aren't respecting them like their dream Prince Charming. But like my wife says, it's a two-way street. If you want respect, you got to give respect.
Yeah. I have to take a side squirrel for just a second. Howie, you would love my compost. I have been composting wood chips for 5 years, and I am now putting that soil in my raised beds, and it is beautiful black soil. I have been following your soil pathways. Much respect, sir.
Uh,
But I think there's a big push among a certain group of people to how do I demasculinate men, and I really think that is part of the problem. They don't have respect. They don't want men to behave like men, and I really have no respect for that group of women that are trying to be that way. That is just like a wrong pathway to go down.
yeah. Uh, yeah. for Howie, out in the front yard when I expanded the front garden, I brought in, I don't know how many truckloads of wood chips and stuff. So I got about 18 to 2 feet of wood chips piled out going out there, and it's getting watered twice a day with an impact sprinkler. And I went walking out on it last night. I thought I was walking on a 2-foot sponge. My grandson was out there. He goes, "Grandpa, it's sinking under you." I go, "I'm not that. I'm not that fat." I look at, oh, it is sinking under me. I just put a foot out there, just gently testing it, and I kicked away, and the thing is just loaded with worms.
I planted potatoes. I have a whole potato bed in my wood chip pile. I just dug down, and underneath the top layer now is just all black dirt. And I just took and I planted all of the leftover potatoes that were sprouting. And I have a whole field, chip field of potatoes planted in there.
Yeah.
I agree.
How? Yeah. Caitlin, you made me think of something with this. It's a comedy movie, one where a certain high action, muscle bound actor went into comedy with Danny DeVito. Arnold Schwarzenegger, where they figured out how to, give him shots and stuff and place a fetus inside him, and it's like, yeah, that ain't gonna work. Yeah. But that, some think, well, you got to be a man, you got to start having babies and stuff, and there was on one video I was watching, there was there's a video of a congressional hearing, and there was this whacked out female doctor saying, "I'm a professional, I can tell you, men can't have women, blah 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 blah," and the senator goes, "In your opinion, you're a professional, but anyone that says that men can have babies, so I've delivered several." You go, "No, you haven't.
No,
you've delivered some from females who are identifying as males."
Yeah, different potato.
So, yeah. What do we got here? Yeah. I saw a video of one that someone took of saw what was going on at another table, and she was throwing stuff on this guy at a different table, about that. Finally, the guy just stood up, looked at her. She went to throw a punch. She was out cold. She went to punch him, and he just went, and it was like, wow, I never thought someone would do that. I'm sorry, it's like, she's a bad example to all women, and yeah, it's I didn't want it to evolve this way, but yeah, it's but if men are all gone, what's going to happen between the I'm the tough woman, I can do whatever I want, and the rest of the female population?
Yeah, assault and battery is assault and battery. I don't care what your gender is.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, there's like I said, it's this has been put out by several saying, "Oh, we don't need men," and some other channels saying, "Yeah, there's some of the stuff they're doing scientifically is all of a sudden going to make all of us men, make all of us croak because it'll target our genome and not female genome, and it's going to be so it's going to be like one of those science fiction movies. We need to find a cure for this disease so we can start take some of the frozen sperm and start making men again." That's basically what the one actress said in it. But yeah, it's if science screws up that bad, it's an extinction level event for the human race. But anyways, anybody have any other input on the real topic for tonight about, what's your plan if all of a sudden the men disappear? Yeah, everybody's like, nothing much we can do, but try to find hopefully the female scientists find a cure. Yeah, and that's my opinion too. There's nothing much anybody can do except hope that the female scientists. That's Temescara. It's called Temescara. Wherever they go, I'm going with them. Throw my hands up and walk away. All right, Tukva V. Next week we're flipping the script. Next week, it's what are we going to do when all the women disappear? Pray for the rapture.
I'd rather deal with a lot of testosterone than a lot of estrogen. That's all I'm going to say on this subject.
Yeah. Shoot. All right. So coming up here, if I can get over here to come up here, I really I'm getting PO'd at the way YouTube's dealing with the ads. They're putting ads now that aren't showing on the screen on the side there, pushing the chat down, so you can't watch the chat or you can't watch the video. Utter nonsense. All right, so coming up on Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound, the topic is sourdough. Tuesday, for Tactical Tuesday here on Gray Man Prepping, what is the hardest part of prepping for you? What problems have you run into? Hang on, what's they say there? I might have seen something. Was that back in the 80s? Anyway, all right. So what's the hardest part of prepping for you? The hard parts, things you've run into that were harder than you expected. Thursday's the midnight ride. Friday on Camp Patton is coping with weeds. And then next Saturday, we flip the script. It's after all the women vanish, what are your plans? So now, ladies, you'll be able to hear what stupid things some guys are going to. And I know what one of the first comments is going to be, I get to go play golf anytime I want, or I get to go fishing anytime I want. I need to find the scientists and have them start working on the problem and get them food, make sure they have everything taken care of. But yeah. Yeah, considering my daughter only has 4 boys. All right, everyone. We will see you. Hopefully, we'll see you Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound. So stay happy no matter what life throws at you. Stay safe. Don't go out and do anything foolish. Keep adding to your preps: water, food, medicine, clothing, and learn a new skill every month. And we'll see you later on. Take care.